So as I'm making my coffee, second cup, I just need to vent a little bit on my hunting adventure thus far. Since archery, smoky season, my experience on WMAs in Florida, some issues, some concerns, some problems, my opinion, my thoughts, okay? And I'd like to talk about it. All right, so where was I? Oh, welcome to my studio, my future studio. She's a little bit of a mess. This is gonna be a workout room / hunting, fishing, studio, recording kind of deal. We got my pup dogs. So let's talk about this WMAs in Florida, like some of my concerns, my issues, and maybe some problems. So number one, my biggest issue is people driving on unmarked roads, four-wheelers, side-by-sides, personal vehicles. All right, I've seen it way too many times, and it continues to happen over and over again. All right. The other one is the amount of tree stands that I see and come across that people just leave all year, right? They're claiming a spot. It's disrespectful that it just stays there all year. The other one is people driving. This one I just heard recently is people driving around inside these mansions, off-road, through Cypress Heads, through Palmetto Flats to push deer, drive, jump deer so their buddies can get a shot. I just met somebody who I haven't experienced that, but that's what he experienced back-to-back years. He said he sees the same group of people come out and do the same thing. That's a big issue. So, I'm curious to know what some of y'all are experiencing when you go hunting. What are some of the issues? Because I think it's time that we start addressing this. Another one is the camp. People come in and bring, I get it. You're allowed to bring your RV, your camper, a tent, whatever. However, this year I experienced with my own eyes that people were coming in to set up camp and they couldn't find a spot because somebody left their stuff there for God knows whatever. And I've been hunting for quite some time, and I noticed that these trailers or these tents are unoccupied for a lot of the time, but they just take up a spot. So I think that it's time to start checking. I think it's time that these management areas need to start being staffed, whether they're a security service, whether they're allowed to carry, but as long as they're able to check, right? So I'm willing to put a petition together. All right. Your camps, man, those things, you're taking up a spot. So I think that maybe you should take it with you because you're taking up a spot for somebody else. Also, these people, the hunting licenses, all your off-road permits, everything needs to be checked. These management areas are becoming a free-for-all. Come in as you please and do what you please. That's what I'm seeing. It's not fair to everybody else. And I know there's a lot of people out there that have to be experiencing the same thing as me. Okay? So, what does this petition entail? Now, I get it. I pay for my hunting license. I pay for all my fees. So, this is cheaper than even getting on any type of hunting lease or whatever you want to get on. But I think an additional admission charge to get in and hunt, and admission charge for camping. Okay, so if you want to come camp, you got to pay. I don't know the dollar amount. To get some type of staffing, maybe patrolling, something. But in order for that to happen, I think that they need to be paid. And in order to get them to get paid, you could do that by charging an admission fee for entry and admission to camp. Now you could do it via daily, right, for the day, or maybe we could set something up like a yearly pass. Some of these state parks, they have an option for a yearly pass. These are just an idea. We have to take care of these management areas. It's time. The time is now. So let's do it. Like I said, I'm willing to go to some of these meetings and things and get some feedback. Maybe asking more questions. I'm not looking to make anybody mad or piss anybody off. That's not what this video is about. It's just about having respect and just making sure that when it's you going out there hunting, that somebody doesn't mess up your hunt. Because you take the time off work, you spend the money. Don't you want to have an enjoyable hunt? And a lot of people are also experiencing that they're not seeing any game. Well, I wonder why. Think about it. People not doing checks. How much game is coming in and out that's not getting checked? That maybe illegal deer or this poaching stuff not being checked. That's just another thing. I hear way too many shots by the time to go to the check station, or even if there is a check station, maybe the management area doesn't even have a check station. It's just, I saw something, I shot something. I may either take it home or I can clean it over there. So these management areas are only gonna, so they can fall apart if they're not being managed. And the only thing that's being managed in my eyes is when they do prescribed burns. So, just think about it. There are more people hunting now than ever, and it's only going to get more popular. And it's going to be a battle because not only that, because we got developers that are tearing down land left and right to accommodate people. They're just buying huge amounts and lots of land, and look at it, all the way down south to up north. They're just buying land left and right. From the west coast to the east coast. And what they do is they buy it till it gets to the center of Florida, all the way up the coast. So think about it. More people, more hunting pressure, less game. I don't know. Anyways, that's just my thoughts. I would like to know what y'all think, how y'all feel. This is not a video to piss anybody off, because I do respect everybody's opinion. This is just something that I've experienced, and I just think it's time for a change. Like, we really need to start managing these management areas. So the only way to do that is people need to start monitoring these areas. And if you want more game, the only way to really manage that is if you break up a management area, maybe close it off, maybe close a section off or whatever. And another thing too, geez, I got all these things. I mean, during archery season, you're allowed to bring a dang shotgun out there and shoot some type of small game. It's archery season. What the heck do we need a damn shotgun for? Who's to say they didn't put a double-aught buckshot round in there and there's a deer. Dang, that's a nice buck. Just saying. I didn't know that you were allowed to bring a shotgun out during archery season, because I heard a freaking round pop off within 200 yards. So I learned something new. That's another thing. There's just too many seasons open for lengthy periods of time. And I think it's time that we get these management areas on a management, There's my rant. Sorry, I'm not trying to make anybody mad, but I would really like to know how y'all feel. So leave a comment. It could be short, sweet, or if it's a paragraph. Right now, I have time to read comments, so I want to read read how y'all feel. I left something out. The other thing that really ticks me off is the people haul ass down the road. For what reason? Because you took a shot and you missed? Man, if I could count all the times that I missed. It's called hunting. Hello. You can't make every shot. Like, dude, come on. The year before, my experience was I was checking the trail camera, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, And when I walked back, I saw the butt end of a doe, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Well, the butt end of the doe I saw, and then this other deer sticks his head out, and it ended up being like a nice 6 or an 8 point. Thick, solid chocolate rack buck. So I had to get down and army crawl to my bow because I was about 20 yards from my bow. And I had a little mishap with my bow because my drop away, the little side plate set screw actually backed out and it was just hanging. So when you pull back on your string, well, that's side plate. Well, on the drop away I had, the side plate, the set screw has a little string attached to the main string and it goes up. Well, I have buck fever so bad, 20-yard broadside shot in a palmetto flat. I was like, this is too good to be true. Let the first arrow fly. That buck stayed there. And I was like, what is going on? I looked down my bow, cut that string off. I'm not even paying attention. I'm in buck la la land. And put another arrow in there, shot it, and then that's when I realized, because that arrow made such a loud noise, and I'm thank God that nothing happened, because that could have been a catastrophe. The drop away never went down. So that arrow flew through there, 65-pound drawback. I know it's not like, 75, 70, whatever. But it smacked that drop away, and it I thought I was going to do a front flip out of there. That's kind of what it looked like it did. And then that deer jumped up like he got hit. And yeah, that was, so I've experienced it. Hey, it's part of the game. So no need to be hauling ass down the road. I mean, these guys and girls drive so fast. Like, dude, I'm pretty sure the speed limit is like 25. But everybody's in a rush to get everywhere. Now, if you're concerned about, not having enough time to get to your stand, there's another thing. I agree. Some of these spots are really far back there. So maybe we get together and we put this petition together. Maybe the time that you're allowed to get in, maybe we can get it a little bit earlier. Because I know, I've done it. It's not enough time to get to some of those real far places. That's why I don't go. Sometimes I don't. The time change, that's another thing. I get it. I hear you. I've experienced it. Sometimes the time to go through the front gate should be a little bit earlier. I agree. But we can only change it if we get together and start collaborating. So, comment. How y'all feel?